Another great day to bill search. What's up, guys? Another wonderful bill searching day. It's foggy and misty and overcast here in Wilmington, North Carolina. I am amidst a move. Sorry I haven't made a video. I try to make them every day or every other day. But, you know, hey, at least you got a break from my ugly mug and we can kind of get on to searching some stuff. So I got a little stack of circulated bills. Let's see what we get as we go through our pocket change, see if we find some profit, some bills that are collectible and above face value. So right down here on this $20 bill, it's a Series 2013, post the change, which was in 2006. They did some upgrades, graphically speaking, as well as anti-counterfeiting measures, some changes in the ink, stuff like that. If you want to know more about that, look at my video that says changes to the modern $20 bill. So first thing to look at is going to be our serial numbers. Let's see if they match or if they hold any patterns in them. 20215859. Kind of cool in the serial number in its own way. 2021, then 5859. So although it looks kind of collectible, in my opinion it's not. Also, definite value detraction is going to be here in this writing where somebody wrote 20 on there. I guess they had $20 bills. This little number here, which is kind of harder to see from your angle, it says F135. That's a plate annotation. It shows where the bill was as far as what laid down the ink on or in the bill. Our seals, Federal Reserve seal, which is this black one over here on the left, and the Department of the Treasury is this green seal that's kind of intermingled in this lettering here that says 20. Those seem to be printed okay, although the one on the right, the Treasury seal, is sitting a little low, but if it's not, it's acceptable range. I mean, if it's sitting basically in the center and pretty much centered on that 20 there, it is printed appropriately. So nothing on that bill on the front. Let's look at the back of the bill. Keep in mind these are all circulated, so it is what it is. Nice fold right up the middle of the bill. All this color blending that you see, it's kind of hard to see. Let me pull it closer to the camera here. So that color blending, that light color transition issues you see here around this fold are from just that. They're from the fold itself. It's probably folded up and put in a wallet or a pocket, a purse, a sock, whatever. And that color essentially got rubbed off onto other portions of the bill. So not collectible there. We do see some ink issues down above this 20. See that little dotting of ink there amongst the smaller gold 20s there. That is a slight ink error, but nothing crazy, nothing to call home about, so we'll move on. $1 bill, Series 2013. Series notes right here, same spot as the $20 bill. $1 bills have not gone through any design change since the modern day introduction in 1963. So nothing really to talk about as far as graphic changes in $1 bills. The Series 2013 looks identical to 2017 and so on and so forth. C here is for Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That is the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania here. Same thing with the plate annotations, albeit they're down here, FWG30. Same dealio as the $20 bill. We see a little bit of shifting to the left here, but if you've watched very early bill searching videos, which we're almost on our 100th bill searching video, believe it or not, 100th episode of our Rare Finds bill series. So thank you for those who have stuck along. I have another video with our own giveaway and an award for one of our supporting numismatists here on Variety and Errors. So check that video out, coming out at the end of this week when I close out my move. Anyway, I'll stop jabbering about that, get on to the next thing. Nothing on the front of the bill. Let's look at the back. Nothing popping out on the reverse of the bill. There is some color issues around here, but I think they're due to both this fold, which is hard to see. If I pull it closer to the camera, you'll see it. This fold that's, hey-o, this fold right here, and this one right here, as well as this one right here. This was tri-folded at one point, like schmo. But those kind of caused issues around the back of this bill that are not collectible. It's post-production damage. In the case of coins, we call it post-mint or post-strike damage. I have a video on that as well. If you're interested in that, I'll put a link in the description box on how to tell differences in post-strike and post-mint damage and just an actual error. Interesting on this $10 bill, now that I'm looking at it right off the bat, One, we almost had a cool serial number if this 5 didn't bop itself in there, but hey, is what it is. Serial numbers are printed appropriately. But one thing I do notice is this seal has shifted quite a bit on this guy, so most 10s you're going to see this seal here on the right hand side really sitting center. This one isn't way off, but it is nevertheless a little bit shifted over to the left and down slightly, but you know, I would say it's still in the acceptable range, but a good example of something to look for, shifts in the serial number and the seals there. Good picture of Hamilton on the front here. They just enhanced graphics, enlarged this, took out the frame that was around the presidential portrait on the $10 bill when they did the revision both graphically and anti-counterfeiting in 2006. This is a 2006 series $10 bills. It's shown on the left-hand side amongst all this other gobbledygook above the 10. Our same plate numbers here are actually up here to the top right of Hamilton's dome piece, so that'll show you kind of the differences in where it's actually shown on the bill. Let's look at the back of the bill. Nothing crazy as far as serial numbers. We had a little bit of ink issues on that first $20 bill. This blue and green here, blue and orange, if I wasn't colorblind, is actually just from the reflection of light from my light to show you these bills a little clearer, so that's not something as part of the bill. We do notice, however, kind of a heavy printing of that serial number. You can see it pressed through here on that 10, but not enough to really be collectible. If it was all the way through, I'd call it collectible. In this case, it's just a funky looking serial number. Nothing on that guy. Let's look on the next $20 bill. We got a few bills to get through, so let's get on into it. I wanted to give more information in this bill searching video since it's been a few days. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for being a supporter of Variety and Errors and VarietyandErrors.com. We try to give you all things currency, a little bit of cryptocurrency stuff, but primarily good old-fashioned paper and coin currency. Nothing in the serial number on this guy. Seals seem to be printed appropriately. This is the most crisp? I don't know. Whatever. The most crisp $20 bill we've looked at so far. Nevertheless, Jackson's looking good here. Good clear bill. A little bit of a fold right here. Was folded at one point. Nothing really crazy, so we're moving on. Good old 50. We don't see those too often in our bill searches, simply because I'm broke and don't really get $50 bills too much. Series 2013, right here above the 50 here. I did find a good STARNOte 50, which I was glad enough to not make a video about, I guess. Decided to go ahead and put it in the old collection. I'll make a video later, but, you know, is what it is. Nothing crazy. The 50 went through a redesign also, as you know. This one's actually got a really light printing on this E5 here. I know it doesn't look like that in the camera, but when you look at it in relation to the other portions of the bill, it's actually printed a little bit light, but nothing to call home about. Back of the bill. This is interesting. So, we had a $20 bill that was similar to this. So, right here, if I can get my camera out of focus, these little lines down here I actually found out on the $20 bill. They're from during production of the bill. They cut the bills off a sheet. They obviously put them in stacks, and then they send them out to the bank. So the bank is then going to recount the bills, running it through an automated feeding system to count them. It's a roller or rotary feeder, which has these little teeth, and they grab the bill and they flip it over. That's how it counts it, using an infrared laser to look at individual bills. So that's what those marks are from. That's something that's interesting, that on my $20 bill had them all the way across it. They were really prevalent. I kept that $20 bill because that's something you don't really see very often. It's something that somewhat would happen in production or at the bank. So it only can occur in really two locales, which is kind of interesting to think about. Next bill, $20 bill, Series 2013 also. Really crisp. This one's also folded in the middle. People love to fold everything. It's always fun. Nothing really crazy on this guy. It is heavy pressed right here on this serial number, but I'm not even going to show it to you. It's similar to that one we just looked at. And this one's too beat up on the back to really have anything collectible about it. Here's a good example of, I mean, this is probably the most fibrous hairs I've seen in a $20 bill, which is hard to see now that I'm trying to show it to you. But you can see all those different little hairs and stuff that make up the paper, quote-unquote paper, that our money is printed on here in the U.S. Would have been great if this repetition of 1/6 would have repeated throughout the bill to make it a binary note with just 1s and 6s. But hey, is what it is. Somewhere in this line close to this really is something that has that serial number. So something to keep a lookout for is block repeaters like that. 16, 16, 16, 16 would have been a great serial number to have. Would have definitely commanded a premium. Would have probably been worth in the $40 range, almost double face value. So keep that in mind. You can sell it on eBay or Amazon or through our sister Facebook page, CoinOp Sales and Trades. It's ran by a lovely bunch of folks that really keep up on moderating the stuff. Make sure it's a safe and fun place for you guys to buy stuff. Here we go, a little STARNOTE action. Love myself a STARNOTE. This is a good crisp one too, not all folded up and banged up like the previous 20s. Love STARNOTEs. If you watch any of my videos, I try to hold on to every STARNOTE. I am moving right now, so money's a little tight. If you've ever moved, which I'm sure some of you have, it is expensive. Let's look at the back of the bill, though. I didn't see anything much other than that STARNOTE there. Nothing really crazy, but I do like STARNOTEs, so I'm going to set that guy aside. What a cool bill. I love STARNOTEs. Wish it was a little bit more of a collectible serial number. Very close here. 17, 17, 17. Good repetition in this $20 serial number, but nothing really collectible. So, good shaped bill. I mean, there's a little bit of ink here. Looks like somebody gave Jackson an extra mole above his eyebrow there. On our right-hand side, his left eyebrow, which the dude needs to do some eyebrow trimming, but that's beside the point. Cool repetition, but nothing in the serial number that's going to make it collectible or worth more than face value, so we'll kind of move on. Nothing really jumping out at the back. Really beat up. It's been wet at some point too. That's actually, this is, although pressed hard on the serial number here that you can see right there, it's actually due to it being wet. That's what all this discoloration, these tears at the top are from. It's just got wet as can be in the rain or something, which affects color, affects pretty much every aspect of the bill really. There's nothing there. Last bill, $20 hair bill. 944652220. Nothing in the serial number. They do match up. Mismatched serial numbers are a fancy serial number that are quite difficult to come across. But if you do, talk about oodles of over face value. Couple people in our Facebook group CoinOp, both on the sales and trades page as well as just our forum that has over 11,000 members now. So join that if you're into that. Couple people have post mismatched serial numbers, but then again it's been a couple over a multi-year period, and one of them turned out to not be real, so shame on you for faking that mismatch. But a buddy of mine on our group did have a mismatched 20 and was able to sell it at auction for a ton of money after getting it authenticated from PCGS. So that's part of the aspect. You need to have it authenticated properly. However, they are worth a ton of money. This one does not have a fancy serial number. Nothing on the front of the bill. Let's look at the reverse of the bill. We have a little bit of bleed through a color here. I'm not going to show it on the camera really. You can see it slightly, those little lines there. But nothing collectible there. This is not a fold over error, I wish. That would be the bee's knees, but this is actually just a fold. Fold over would have been, you would have seen the fold on this corner here, but it would have been replaced by white paper because it would have got folded over like this previous to finishing the printing or production process, and it actually would have been a complete bill, but this little corner would have been white here from where this got folded over. Pretty interesting. That's not what this is, but just to tell you what it is. So nothing really there is printed appropriately. So our take home today, nice clean crisp STARNOTE, $20 STARNOTE, Series 2013. It is a replacement note. STARNOTEs are when something happens to the original bill in production. They have to replace it, but for a quality assurance and chronicling aspect of the bills, they have to annotate it with a star on the new one, replacing the lettering on the back end of the serial number with a star, and showing it's a replacement note. Let me know what you've come across this week. I am moving like crazy, packing and packing and packing. I'm moving a couple 100 miles away to a new house, and I would love to see your finds. So let me know what you've been coming across. Email me. My email is in the description box, but it is mr.kmfrank@gmail.com or info@varietyerrors.com. Check out varietyerrors.com, our website for coins, currency, and all things collectible in the currency world. And I will see you in the next video.